Hi everybody, it's meteorologist Joe Cioffi on this Monday, June the 4th, 2018, about 3 minutes past the hour of 7 o'clock. And I want to start off today by mentioning the sad passing of Sharon Corbell, who is the wife of Bill Corbell. For those of you who don't know Bill has been a mainstay in New York television and radio since the 1970s, and he is still going. He is on News 12 Long Island, and Bill and I have known each other since the late 1980s, when I used to fill in for him when he took his vacation time on WOR, and that's when I first met both him and Sharon. We hadn't seen each other in a number of years, but I was happy that I ran into both Bill and Sharon at when the hurricane hunters were here last year. Got to catch up on some time, and always very pleasant and very kind to me. I have haven't had a number of meetings and get-togethers over the years when over either at Bill's house or on one occasion that I recall that we all went out to dinner, had a great time. Very sad, and I'm so sorry. My condolences to Bill and to the Corbell family, and my heartfelt condolences to you. And as we move ahead, we are weather-wise. We've got actually a pretty quiet and calm weather pattern out there, and this is nice in a way, because it gives us a bit of a break. Though when you look at what's going on in the Northeast tonight, when we look at the U.S. satellite view, a lot of clouds. I mean, I woke up this morning, the temperature's down near 50 with rain and a northeast wind. It really felt like either, you take your pick, it either felt like mid-April, mid to late April, or it felt like early to mid-October. Either way, it wasn't a pretty scene, but we did manage to finally see weather conditions improve, and the sun did come out, and once that happened, at least the temperatures made a run for the upper 60s and low 70s, but it was a real tough sell, to say the least. We have a bit of a disturbance moving across the lower middle Mississippi Valley with some showers and thunderstorms there, but really there isn't too much happening today. When we look at the severe weather risk across the U.S., it's pretty quiet. You've got a couple of small areas where we are indicating marginal risk in parts of northeastern Florida, and also from western Louisiana on northwestward through Texas and into Oklahoma, and another area up into northern Montana and in through North Dakota. But other than that, much of the country is just enjoying a rather quiet early June pattern, although it is a cool pattern, to say the least. And with the satellite view, I'm going to bring up the visible here of the east just to show you the cloud line. I mean, it's a solid overcast. It's still raining up in parts of eastern Maine down to about Cape Cod. The visible showing some drying and some clearing. Still got some leftover clouds over eastern Long Island, but we at least broke out again into some sunshine. This is quite the weather system. Look at the rotation of clouds back up through the northeast of Lake Huron, because you've got a low out in the ocean, but you also have a low up in southeastern Canada with a cold front that's going to be swinging through here later Tuesday. So that brings in another chance for some showers. And after that, finally, a couple of days of dry weather. I want to touch on the long range. And by the way, I'm still dealing with this head cold, although it is a bit better today. But let me bring up the models, the long range. I want to show you with the jet stream with what's going on. And here we go. We still, at least starting out this forecast period here, we have this blocking signature with, if you look up near Greenland, there's an upper high that's kind of enveloping around Iceland and over Greenland. So that is pinning one vortex east of Newfoundland. Another one that is sitting in southeastern Canada, that's that cold front I was telling you about that's going to come through here because of this trough that swings on through. So we basically get a shot of cool air that comes in Wednesday and Thursday. Then the trough lifts out, but you still have some semblance of ridging up into Greenland and Iceland. So that's probably going to force another shortwave trough to swing down into the eastern part of the U.S. And you can see it here moving into early next week. So that sets up another shot of cool air probably into the middle of next week. And then after that, there is a ridge that tries to build as we get into the middle days of the month around the 15th and 16th. So maybe that'll bring a warm-up for a few days, but you still have the models at least trying to show troughing coming back. So you don't have any real big ridge building in the east. So that's going to keep things, from getting out of control as far as hot weather is concerned. Now, the other question is, as we look into the short range, is the situation with respect to showers. And let me, I'll bring this up full screen here. Just give me 1 second. I'm hoping that I get back to about 100% here when it comes to this head cold. You can still probably hear it in my voice. It's no fun getting this in June. Folks, just bear with me 1 second, please. I did it again. Hang on a second. All right, sorry about that. Got to remember to bring some tissues in here. Anyhow, so let's look ahead at what is going to happen. I'm not going to have, this is not going to be a long live stream tonight, folks. But here's your low off the East Coast, your low in southeastern Canada. Here's your cold front now that comes through the east on Tuesday, and that is going to bring in maybe a shower or thunderstorm. By the way, there is a risk of severe weather tomorrow in the Dakotas and in western Minnesota for later tomorrow evening into tomorrow night, as you got some energy going through there with another weather system that'll be piling on through. Wednesday and Thursday look a bit better in the east, again, albeit on the cool side. Now, as we move into Friday and Saturday being the Belmont Stakes, we do have another warm front, cold front situation that we're going to be dealing with. So that's going to put us in line for some showers Friday night into Saturday morning, depending on how this frontal boundary sets up. And a lot's going to depend on the energy coming down from the north and how far south it gets and how active it gets. You can see the frontal boundary runs right across southern New England, New Jersey, across New Jersey through Pennsylvania and Ohio. So, where it exactly is going to be, I don't know. And that's going to make a huge difference. I don't think it's going to be a washout weekend, but there are going to be some showers to deal with. And then the better chance will probably be Saturday night into Sunday as the front starts to push southward, get a bit of a wave that tries to develop. More rain possible if this is correct for Virginia, Maryland, West Virginia. These places have been saturated with rain for the last number of weeks. Big high tries to build down through Hudson Bay and into the eastern part of the U.S. This makes for some pretty cool temperatures here during the week of June 11th, starting on Monday the 11th and lasting into the middle part of next week. And then after that, with the high going out to the south, this is where we start to get that bit of a ridge in the eastern part of the U.S. By the way, you'll notice that the GFS still showing some sort of low pressure in the eastern Gulf of Mexico, but again, it stands alone. So, excuse me, until it does, the other models show it. I really am not going to give it a whole lot of credence here. The other thing with respect to the tropics is just as I mentioned, we do have what looks like the potential for a couple of weather systems to develop out in the Pacific. The GFS is spinning up disturbed weather that's there now. The Hurricane Center is rating this at a 90% chance of developing into a tropical depression or a tropical storm. And actually, the model kind of wraps it up rather interestingly as it moves westward. And it is also showing a second system in its long-range period out to day 5. And you can see it pops up below there in south of Mexico and to the east of the lead system. I don't know how much room there's going to be, but the GFS really wraps this up into a major hurricane out there. I don't know if that's going to indeed be the case. We'll let the Hurricane Center figure those things out. Either way, it does look like a fish storm, but it does also show that this second system may try to get going as we move into next week and early next week, and that kind of straddles it a little bit closer to the coast of Mexico. You'll notice that low pressure pops up on this run, but not until day 9 or 10. So it's not, it was bringing it inside the 10-day time frame, but the last number of runs have not advanced it any further. So again, I'm just kind of, I'm not really giving a lot of credence and a lot of value to the GFS and what it's showing in the Caribbean and the Gulf of Mexico. In the Pacific, I think it makes a bit more sense because this is where, this is certainly a month where the Pacific does tend to rev up a little bit. You usually get a couple of storms in June, and they usually wind up being fish storms. So I'm going to come back here to the full screen. And Reaver, I did see you mention that Newsday article about Bill Corbell. Very, very sad. And again, my condolences. I'm just checking to see. Did they determine whether the thunderstorms caused the plane to go down off Amagansett? From what I've heard, thunderstorms, certainly there were some storms out there when the plane was in vicinity. So I don't know what the final verdict on this is with regards to whether weather was to blame or not. Those cells formed rather quickly, and then they sort of disappeared rather quickly. So they'll figure it out, and I'm sure we'll know in the next few days what the situation is. I do have actually a friend of mine who's involved in the rescue, in the recovery, and he's going to be out there tomorrow. So I wish him all the best and prayers with him that he stays safe in doing his job. Charles Baker, have I considered making 7 o'clock the standard time as it would allow more folks to get home and allow for more live viewers? Yes, I have actually, and I'm thinking, I'm thinking that may indeed be the case. I may start pushing it back to 7 o'clock. It does make it a little bit easier for me. It depends on my eating schedule as well. And Reaver, this is only the second cold that I've had. The problem is that I work in a very enclosed area. There is no outside air that gets in. So if one person comes to work sick, we all seem to get it. But usually for me, I get maybe one cold a year. This year, this happens to be the second one. It's actually run through me pretty quickly. This is only the 4th day, and I do feel a lot better. But I appreciate you making sure that I do eat properly. I do not eat fast foods. I have a well-balanced diet. I eat a lot of fruit and cherries, blueberries. I love the summer fruit season. But I appreciate that you're concerned about my health. Thank you very much. Really, seriously, that's very, very kind and very sweet of you. Thank you, Howard. And I hope you get. Thanks for. Also worrying about my health. I hope you get out of Facebook jail too very soon. Mirtha Gunter, tell your husband thank you for putting up those videos, by the way, on my Facebook page. I really, really appreciate it. And yes, Larry 5200. It does almost feel like when the flu was going around in February, there were a lot of people that have gotten hammered over the last week to 10 days with whatever is going around. So, try and make sure you guys stay healthy because there is something flying around here that's causing people to get sick. 16 more days until you get paroled. Oh, Howard. What can I tell you? By the way, David Schwartz, thank you very much for hitting Super Chat tonight. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Just a couple of things. You know, I'm working on some longer term changes, and that involves doing a bit more with the Joe and Joe show, and you know, we're going to try and work something out so that we can do it more often, and I will be bringing that up a bit more in the coming weeks as soon as I figure out, you know, how I'm going to do this. But there might be some good stuff. It's going to be good stuff and some surprises in store. So I will let you know as things evolve. And there will be a Joe and Joe show tonight on Facebook, meteorologist Joe Cioffi, or on Joe Rayo's Facebook page, Joe Rayo Weather. So on either one, be sure to tune in for that. And I'm trying to think if there was anything. It's all good, Reaver. Okay, don't worry. It's all positive. There's nothing negative here. It's more stuff for you guys to watch. Okay, so don't worry. As soon as I have the details, I'll figure it out. I got everything figured out. I'll let you know. Johnny Quest, Harrisonburg, Virginia, broke a 94-year-old record for the most rain in the month of May. The rain across the northern mid-Atlantic states has been quite excessive. It's been quite the month. The frontal boundaries have been kind of just setting up right there. Where I've been sitting, we've been sort of on the northern edge of that, getting into it from time to time, and other times just missing out on it completely. Kind of happened that way this weekend. We wound up with relatively better weather conditions, although it was very warm and humid on Saturday, and then it was a lot cooler, a lot of clouds around on Sunday, although at least where I was, it broke out into some sun, and I got to do a little fishing. Johnny Quest, thank you very much. Hitting Super Chat. Really appreciate it, sir. Cigar from you, coffee from David, and I'm all set. Or maybe it'll be hot tea so that I can take care of this cold a bit more. Trees uprooted in Maryland due to the saturated ground. Not at all surprised. The rain was just amazing. Matteo Di Fiori, I noticed that you put up a good recipe, a good item for the menu. Let's see. Might have we celebrate the 15th. Oh, thank you, Aaron Raybear. Appreciate it. The library, I got to tell you, you know, I was not feeling well at all on Saturday. I don't know how I got through it all, but I did manage to do it. Okay, no geoengineering talk here, Matteo. Okay, no spraying stuff. Okay, just straight weather and meteorology. That's all we do. And you did pasta with Italian sauce with, I can't see, you wrote no Italian sauce. I can't read it. Is pasta with no Italian sauce with semolina bread. I'm not sure if you misspelt that word between with and Italian. So if you can clarify that, that would be great. All right, let me see what else you guys have to say. It's been pretty moist here in New Hampshire. Seems that way. Yeah, I noticed. I looked at the observations up in Maine. It's all upper 40s and low 50s up and down through eastern and northern New England. Just absolutely miserable. Snow in Newfoundland over the weekend and last week. I think they had over 18 inches in Gander in Newfoundland. So winter is still hanging on in a few places, even though we're into the month of June. So, what a day. So it's a new week, folks. We'll put a stop to it here tonight. Thanks everybody for being here. Thank you for David again for hitting Super Chat, and Johnny Quest, I really appreciate it. Also, thank you very much for hitting Super Chat tonight. Keep Bill Corbell and his family and Sharon in your prayers. That would be would really appreciate that if you would do that. And as far as again the schedule is for tonight, Joe and I on the Joe and Joe Weather Show on Facebook at 9:15 Eastern Time. So have a great rest of your Monday. We will see you tomorrow.